Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live streaming AMA session. It's for Meteor Shower, especially the Lyrids Meteor Shower that's upcoming. Um, so, uh, so we have three other members in the panel today. So I will let them introduce themselves. So there is Dipali, Himaja, and Arun Kumar apart from me. So Dipali, why don't you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, thanks, Gokul. This is my first meteor shower. You know,
Hello everyone,
kind of a little
welcome
BASCOOL.
to today's live streaming AMA session.
I
Uh,
think there's lag. So I'm basically a student of BASCOOL. Graduated last year. I've done my WTC. And Gokul takes us for these camps a lot, and I'm very interested to understand how the meteor shower works. Um, yeah, I love trekking, so something nice to add to the things to do activities when we are at camp.
okay, cool, thank you. Himaja.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thanks for joining us. So my name is Himaja. I live in Bangalore. So I'm also a graduate from WTC from BASCOOL. So I have done canyoneering and caving, and I'm also a trek leader. So I've been to one of the meteor showers. So still I have some questions. So I'm here to
Nice,
clarify my doubts.
nice, thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so Arun.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. All right, so that's somebody playing that video, so you can go ahead.
Okay. Hi. Hi, I'm Arun. I'm also a canyoneer. I also do some trekking. I am quite interested in the meteor showers that's going to happen now. I have not attended any prior meteor showers events with Gokul. This is my first time. I do have some queries, so I think I'll take them as it comes.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Arun. So, so there are people watching live. We are streaming it through our YouTube channel. So people might have queries about meteor showers as we explain as we go through this session. So we will pick those queries and we will answer them. So if you guys have any queries, you can put up in that YouTube chat for the live streaming window. You can put your questions there. All right. So I'm Gokul. I'm the one of the lead instructor at Bangalore Adventure School. My main adventure sport is canyoning, and apart from canyoning, I teach and practice and explore caving, a little bit of trekking, etc. Right? Cool. So we decided to do this AMA session because there are two nice meteor showers coming up. One is the Lyrids meteor shower. That's gonna happen Wednesday evening or Wednesday late night. So between Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday night, Thursday early morning, like that. That's the Lyrid meteor shower. It's going to be nicely visible, most probably, because it's also um, a new moon day. So there won't be the bright light of full moon shining on the sky. It will be pitch dark. So that will give you better chance to view more meteors. Right. So Lyrates, you don't want to miss that. Uh, home. So there are other features. We'll talk about that. And then there is another meteor shower that's going to happen on May 5 and 6, between evening of 5 and morning of 6. That is during a new full moon day. So the visibility will be less, but it's actually there will be more meteors. That is called Eta Aquarids. Eta Aquarids usually has a lot of meteors per hour, but it's on a full moon day, so that's going to dampen. Um, the moon will set at around 4:45 a.m. So between 4:45 a.m. and around 5:45 a.m. you have 1 hour window to watch the meteor shower, Eta Aquarid. Okay, so these two are the meteor showers coming up. Pretty much every month there is a meteor shower, which we may not be able to watch everything because in monsoon it will be cloudy. So in India, pretty much June, July, August is kind of gone, and then there is the second wave of rain coming from the other side. It usually comes in November and December. So those season is kind of gone. All right. So first I will talk about what is meteor shower and why do we like it. Huh? So there are many names going around: a falling star, a shooting star, a meteor shower. So they are all actually the same thing. So when you lie down on your terrace and you look up the sky, sometimes you feel like a star suddenly fell down, a streak of light. So that is actually a meteor or a shooting star or falling star. Um, okay, but certain time of the year, in 1 hour you will be able to see a lot of them, like 20 of them, 100 of them, 200 of them. It depends on which meteor shower you are watching. So that's really nice to watch. Okay, so watching this is we like it. So how I started to come to know is, so sometime in 2008 or 9, I was living in Los Angeles. I was looking for cheap options for dating. uh, so this came up. It's like you don't need any equipment, you don't need to pay for anybody. You can go to a really dark place and then lie down and then keep watching the sky. So it was a good idea for dating. So it's like, yeah, that's good. So that's when I started first time to watch the Perseids meteor shower. It happens in August 10th. So now you you don't need any equipment, so you can all go and watch it. But the only thing is, now we are all stuck up in the house. Our only option now is either, if you have a terrace, go to the terrace. If you are in an apartment building, you can go to the terrace and lie down and then watch it. Just make sure that not everybody from the apartment comes at the same time. Still maintain the social distancing, and if you can go and watch. If you miss this, don't worry. So there are more coming. Pretty much at least there will be 2 or 3 meteor showers every year that you can watch, that where the stars comes aligned, like stars, planet, moonlight, everything comes aligned where you can watch, right? So yeah, so there are few conditions though, which makes it good to view. One obviously is you need real darkness. If you are in the city, there is too much light pollution, right? So you won't be able to see the tiny streak of light. So you really want to be away from the city. Also, the best time to watch is usually sometime between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. There are some meteor shower though, which actually peaks in the evening between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. That's only one of them. Okay, but apart from that, pretty much everything is in late night. Okay, so you need a really dark space, and the sky should be free of clouds. There should not be any clouds. So that depends on luck. If it is cloudy, it's just bad luck. Okay, so how to watch them? So in the beginning I am saying about meteor shower about from the layman's perspective, like how we see this, how to watch this. I'm not going into the scientific fact, but we will go into that after a while. All right, so first thing is how to watch them. Like it will be cold, so maybe you want to dress up in layers when you are going to the terrace. Initially it might be warm, but after 3 a.m. and all, it gets cold. So you want to lie down on the terrace, or if you are on a hilly, if you're staying in a hilly region, if you're on top of a hill or mountain, you can be on the ground itself, but you should be able to see a big chunk of the sky. You should be able to see the entire sky, if possible. A maximum sky visibility is required, not a small window to look at the sky. right? So you lie down. So if some places might have mosquitoes, so you may want to apply odomos or any insect repellents. Make sure those things. If you have a tent, maybe if the tent is like mesh on the top, you can lie inside the tent, but it is not recommended. That net will hinder the visibility. So it's better to lie in the open, but make sure that you apply some insect repellent, mosquito repellent, all those things. So usually meteor shower. So meteor shower is roughly around 200 to 200 in an hour. Once in a while, if you are lucky, there will be something called meteor storm. Meteor storm is like thousands of them coming in 1 hour. This, if you get to see, you might be able to see in once in a lifetime. It's lucky. If you are lucky, you can see, and there is no way to predict actually. You just stake it out. You go and wait and watch. Expect a normal meteor shower, and then if you are lucky, it might end up with a storm. Okay. So, and then you will be lying down on the mat or sleeping bag or whatever, and then you will be looking at the top. So if you have 1 or 2, 3 people, please make sure that you maintain social distance, like lie down a little bit apart. All right. Maybe if you are living in the same house, and then it's okay if you are like staying lying nearby, especially couples or married couples, right? So you will be lying down and looking at the sky. So it won't be like raining every time. So you will be lying down, and then sometimes you keep talking, and once in like 5 minutes or so, suddenly somebody say, "Hey, I saw one! I saw one!" So usually that's how it's going to happen. So you'll be lying down, and then you look at it sky for some time, and then you start some conversation. Suddenly somebody will say, and again you will go back into conversation. So after some time, again somebody, "Hey, really, I saw one. It's a nice one. It's bright one. It was long one. It was that side." And then you might feel like, "Oh, how did I miss? Okay, I'm not taking my eyes off the sky. I will look." At that time, nothing will come. And after 5-10 minutes, again there will be one. So that's how it's going to happen. So even though there are 200 meteors in the sky, we might be able to see only like 50 or 10 or whatever it is. It depends on many criteria, conditions. Okay. So this is how you watch the meteor shower. So there is no particular location or direction that you need to look for. So if one side of the sky is covered with some clouds or some city lights is polluting, you don't look at that side. You look at wherever a majority of the sky is visible. You look there. Okay. So you want maximum visibility of the sky. It's not only in one location. Okay. So this is how you watch meteor shower. Yeah. So any questions till now from the panel?
Yeah, Gokul, is there a specific amount of time that we need to sit within which we will see this, or is it going to be a continuous process through the night?
So it's usually, you should expect a continuous process throughout the night. Okay, but if you already saw like 4 or 5 of them, and then it's like, okay, I'm done for the day, I don't want to see anymore, you can leave. You can go to sleep. Okay. So some of them have certain time windows. For instance, the one coming on May 5th, it's a full moon day. The moon will set only at 4:45 a.m. So till then, it's almost guaranteed that you cannot see anything. So there is no point staying awake till that time. So sometime around 4 a.m. you can wake up, go to the terrace, and then lie down and watch till 5:45. That is for the May. The day after tomorrow, or the Wednesday one, that is actually excellent. Any time between maybe 11 in the night till almost 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. So you might want to lie down for the entire time, so, and keep counting how many you can see. So since we have been in lockdown for almost a month, pretty much even in Bangalore and around any other cities, the pollution is kind of less. So there is high possibility that you can see some meteors day after tomorrow. Okay, so some folks are really lucky, they even see something at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., etc., like that. So last time we were driving like 3 hours away from Bangalore. On the way we stopped somewhere for waiting for others, and suddenly we saw one or two meteors. We were on the standing on the highway itself, and then we were able to see, because we were a little bit away from the city already, right? Any other question about how to view? Or yes, Deepali.
Um,
So this
yeah,
the
sorry. You want to
Go
take
ahead,
it?
Deepali.
Okay. Gokul, you mentioned that when it is cloudy, you cannot see the meteors very clearly. So, is there a possibility that we can actually find a non-cloudy area?
No, that
Any
depends on
kind
luck.
of
That depends on luck. It's about like it's like weather prediction. It is weather prediction. Wherever you go, that area could become cloudy. So what you can do is you can look for weather prediction of that particular area where you are going. If if the prediction is like cloudy, don't go there. Go somewhere else. This is
Okay, so
if you are
we
able to
can check
travel.
it.
This is if you are
Yes.
able to travel.
Okay, okay,
So
sure.
in this today or tomorrow we are not able to travel. So if you are lucky, if it's not cloudy at your location, you might be able to see.
All right.
Okay.
So Gokul, since
So,
this, sorry,
Right.
I'll go ahead and ask the question, Gokul. Since this particular meteor shower is based out of the constellation Lyra, does it help to identify where this constellation is and look towards that rather than and if it's not cloudy in that portion, concentrate more in that direction so that we will have a better chance of seeing it?
Um, all it's like you have equal chance to see a meteor anywhere on the sky. Okay, so identifying Lyra, each meteor appears to be coming from that direction, but it does not start from there. So what they mean, why they call Lyrids, is like it's appearing on this side of the sky, but when you extend that line, all of them appears like it goes and meets that. That's all. It does not show in that area. Okay, but yeah, so near to that direction there will be slight advantage, but not too much. It really doesn't matter that much. The main thing is you should be able to see maximum area of the sky. That's all. Direction does not matter. Okay, but one thing, knowing about that constellation, for instance, Lyrid's meteor shower, it appears like radiating from Lyra. Okay, so the peak happens when the Lyra constellation is above the horizon. So this is Earth, and sometimes the Lyra constellation itself will be below the horizon. From this point we cannot see it. So at around 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. the Lyra itself starts visible. That is when the peak happens. That's when you can see maximum meteors. But that maximum need not be in that location exactly. It could be spread out anywhere on the sky. Okay. So anybody has any other question? I think I will go to the scientific explanation of what is meteor shower. Okay. So in the space there are a lot of debris, small pieces of rocks just flying around, sometimes going around the sun and all. So they are just lying down there. So Earth is going around the sun, and at some certain period of time it will reach a what do you call the debris area. There is a lot of debris, and when it goes there, some of this debris gets into the Earth's atmosphere, and in the atmosphere there is a lot of friction, and these debris gets burned out and they get converted into energy, and that's how the streak of light is formed. They are not actually stars. They are actually small pebble kind of rocks, small rocks. They are floating around in the sky, in the space, and when Earth goes that area, so how? So that's how we are able to predict. We know in March 10th, or what is this? April 2021st. We know Earth will be going through this debris field, so there is high chance of seeing a meteor shower. That's how we are able to predict. Okay, and this usually the debris field is caused by comets. So there are comets that goes around the sun. Earth goes around the sun in 1 year. The comets goes around the sun in 76 years, 200 years. Different comets have different. So comets are actually celestial bodies, small. They are not. They are very small than a planet. So they cannot be considered a planet. They are not too small, but they have ice and dust particles. So when they approach the sun, these particles get melted away from the comet body, and they hang around in that space field. If it happens to be in the Earth's orbit, then Earth will come through that area and it will get the meteors. Okay, so that is one debris field. There is other type of debris also. There are big chunks of what do you call asteroids floating around. When these asteroids collide, again small pieces will come out. They also could cause a meteor shower. Okay, so so from Earth's surface, when we look at a shooting star or a falling star, it appears like a star is falling, right? When we are outside the Earth's atmosphere, maybe we are on a ISS, International Space Station, how does a meteor shower look like? If it was actually a star, we should look up again to see the meteor shower. But since this is entering into the Earth's atmosphere, if you are in the space shuttle, you should be looking down to Earth to see the meteor shower. Okay, so I will play some videos. Okay, so let me share the screen.
Gokul,
Yes.
I have a small question before that.
Yeah.
Is there a difference? Will there be a difference in the kind of meteor shower that we will see if the debris is from an asteroid?
Yeah, so there are different kind of meteors. Okay, so let me first explain the terms. There is asteroid, there is meteor, there is comet, there is meteoroid, there is meteorite. Okay, so first thing is comet and asteroid. They are actually bigger chunks of things, but not as big as a planet, and they float around in the solar system. Comet actually goes around. Even asteroids might go around the sun. They have a longer cycle, like maybe 70 years, 120 years. Okay, comets have ice in them, so when they approach the sun, they get melted and then parts become, so you will feel like there is a tail when they approach. Okay, so sometime in 1970, Halley's comet was visible. Okay, Halley's or Halley's Bob, one of those. And when you see a comet, you don't see it as moving. You see it as a stationary thing in the evening or early morning, just before sunset or just before sunrise. That's when you see the comets. And comets looks like almost like a V shape. Like the center of the blob will be in the center, and there will be streaks of clouds or ice particles spreading out. It looks like a V-shaped thing on the sky. Okay, so those who were looking at the sky in the 1997, 98 time, you would have seen that comet. Okay, that was very big and visible. So now meteor. Okay, so that is comet. Then there is asteroids. Asteroids are bigger chunks of rocks floating around. So bigger chunk, it could be around 3 kilometers, 4 kilometer radius, that big. Okay, so that's an asteroid. So sometimes small particles, the asteroids collide and there will be small particles, and they might enter Earth's atmosphere. So usually the particles that enter Earth's atmosphere are very small, like a pebble. The maximum will be a wrist size, and they get burnt out. So when they enter the atmosphere, it's called a meteor. Okay, so there is comet, there is asteroids are big, and then asteroids collide, or the debris from the comet, they float around. They are called meteoroids. If they are small, they are called meteoroids. Bigger one is asteroid, smaller one is meteoroid. When the meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere, it's called a meteor. Some of them are a little bigger, so they don't get burnt out. They come and land on Earth. They are called meteorite. Okay, so these are the differences. So coming back to Arun's question, will different meteors be different? Yes. So in December there is Draconoid. So those debris have different minerals in them. Some of them have copper, some of them have iron, some of them have zinc or some other materials. So each of them burns in a different color. So in December, if you can see those meteor showers, you get to see blue, you get to see red, you get to see many different colors of meteors. Okay, so usually there is rain in South India at that time. Now, if you are lucky, you can see different colors. Apart from that, there is no other difference. Okay, so let me play some video.
Nearly 50 tons of space debris crash onto the Earth every day. While some debris shyly dissipate into the atmosphere, others display a spectacular light show. Meteor showers occur when the Earth's orbit intersects with the orbit of a comet. As comets travel, they leave behind trails of rocky material, oftentimes the size of pebbles or grains of sand, but sometimes as large as boulders. Every year, the Earth crosses these trails of debris, known as meteoroid streams, and the planet becomes sprinkled with rocky material. The debris then race through the Earth's atmosphere, creating friction with air particles and generating vast amounts of heat. This heat vaporizes and illuminates the debris as they fall, creating streaks of light in the sky, popularly known as shooting stars. These celestial light shows are often named after the constellation where they appear to originate, as seen from Earth's surface. Meteor showers that seem to fall from the constellation Perseus are called the Perseids, and those appearing from the constellation Gemini are called the Geminids. About 30 meteor showers can be seen from Earth throughout the course of a year. And because the showers are timed with Earth's orbit, the celestial phenomena are cyclical and occur at regular intervals. For example, the Perseid meteor shower happens every August, and the Geminid meteor shower happens every December. Meteor showers have inspired awe and admiration for millennia, inspiring everything from making wishes to reveling at the sky. Meteor showers are a reminder of our place in a dynamic and beautiful cosmic ecosystem.
Okay, so this is another video. It shows the sky. On the bottom you can see the time, date and time, April 22nd at around 6 p.m. it starts, and on the top left corner you can see what is the visibility. Right now it's very poor, so that means at 6 in the evening on Wednesday it will be very poor visibility for the meteor shower. So let me start playing the video. As time goes by, so now the sun has set, but the radiant Lyra is still below the horizon, so visibility is still very poor. So at around 9:40, you see the radiant is approaching the horizon. So visibility became kind of good. So that's the radiant, and now the Lyra constellation came up. The Vega star is in Lyra. So if you are not aware of constellations and all, it's okay, totally okay. So this is happening in between northeast and east. That's all you need to know. Okay, so now the visibility is excellent. The time is 1 a.m. Okay, so sometime between 1 a.m. till maybe like 4 or 5, the visibility is going to be excellent. Okay, so now the sun is about to rise, and it excellent became very good, and then good. That's going down.
A stellar sight from space.
Okay, so this is, so earlier we discussed if meteor shower is actually a falling star, even irrespective of whether we are looking at from the Earth's surface or from outer space, it should always be up above the sky, right? But now we know meteor shower is actually happening in the Earth's atmosphere. So this photo was actually captured by a NASA astronaut from the sky. So you can see those lines there.
A stellar sight from
So this line here, these are meteors.
space. The first meteor shower of the decade was caught on camera by an astronaut at the International Space Station. Christina Koch posted this picture saying that shooting stars could be seen from space along with the northern lights.
So on the top side you can see the green light. So that's the northern lights, also known as aurora borealis. So you can see them only if you go further north, like northern countries, not in India.
When you go to
Okay, so that is a video that we will show at the end. All right. Yeah. So let's take some questions. Okay, so we are using Zoom for the meeting. So maybe after 5-10 minutes we might get disconnected. So we all will be joining back, all the panelists. So those who are watching the streaming, so please hang in there. We will join back and continue the streaming. We'll take questions. Any question?
Yeah, I'll go. So, what are the different types of meteor showers that happen?
Types means different names, right? Like so.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of them. Not every one is worth mentioning because they have only like, some of them have only like 5 in an hour. So now it is April. In April we have Lyrids, and in May we have Eta Aquarids. So in August we have Persids. Then there is Draconids in December. January 1st, the first week of January, there is Quadrantids meteor shower. So when I moved from USA to India, I tried watching Perseid meteor shower like 2-3 years, and every time got rained down. In fact, the Kerala floods and Coorg floods happened in August, and then we couldn't see. Right? But what we have seen is first week of January, Quadrantids is really good to watch from India, and Eta Aquarids, if it is not a full moon, it's very good to watch in India. So these two you can watch. Any other question?
How do we know the schedule?
Sorry?
How do we know the schedule? Do we just Google it, or is there any particular platform
So
where we
you can Google it. From Bangalore Adventure School side, we have our own WhatsApp group, and we keep monitoring the sky events, and then when we are conducting any watching or any other, we let people know. So in the chat window, we will be posting the different links where you can follow us and keep yourself updated about the events. So apart from that, you can watch NASA's sky website, or there is a website called SLOOH, SLOOH. So they have a camera spaced on the outer space. They also keep updating about the sky events. Okay. So let me post those links for everybody's.
So does BASCOOL take people out to see the meteor showers every time they happen, or only selected ones?
Only selective events. Okay.
One
So
where we can see more likelihood of seeing
yeah,
more.
there is more chance. The thing is, uh, there is a what do you call, luck factor in watching this. So if at all we take registrations and take people, and then if it happened to be a cloudy day, it's going to be a disappointment. So it's people might say, okay, they promised me wishing stars, and my wish was not granted, and they might rate us bad. So because of that, we may not take everybody, but yeah. So we, with proper disclaimers, we do conduct camping events, and then we take people.
Makes sense.
Otherwise, our aim is to give out the information, so you can go and watch in a safe place. Any other question?
Gokul, it is said that the last time this particular meteor shower happened was 415 years ago. So, does anyone keep track of all these things? How do we even know this?
Actually, the meteor shower happens every year.
No, not meteor shower. This
the comet.
This Lyrid,
comet came 450 years ago. Comet came, but the debris remains, and Earth goes through that debris every year. So yeah, comets, people do keep track of comets, and they find what is the cycle. And
so will Lyrid happen every year?
Yes, Lyrid happens every year. The moon phase has to match, the clouds has to match. Those are the things. But Lyrids happens every year. In fact, there is Aquarids. Aquarids happens twice a year. One is the Eta Aquarid, and other thing is, I think, the Delta Aquarids. So this is Earth. The comet has a path like this. It crosses twice, and Earth, when it goes around, it hits both debris in that year. Because of that, it happens twice a year. Anything else? So important thing is, like, your eyes will take some 15 minutes to get used to the darkness. So you have to be in real darkness. Even if you use your mobile phone in between and then look at the sky, you may not be able to see the meteors. It will take some 10-15 minutes for your eyes to get used to the darkness. So you want total darkness. Keep away your phone, lie down, be with your buddy, and look at the sky. Right? Anything else?
So what is the maximum time a meteor can stay in Earth's atmosphere? Like some are short, some are long with a tail. So what is that maximum time?
Yeah, thanks. So in December itself, actually, there are 2 meteor showers that happens every year. One of them is the multicolor one, and the other one is actually, it gives you a longer streak. It stays in the sky for like maybe 1 full second. Everything else will be like half a second, gone. And like, oh, I saw one, it's gone. And like, whoa, like that. you can watch them moving on the sky like that, like 1-2 seconds.
Okay, I have a question. Which are the stars that we actually wish on? Are all of them something that we can wish on?
They are all the same, wishing stars, falling meteors,
Heavens,
stars.
Delhi, or anything.
Yeah,
We
everything
wish
is
on.
same. Yeah. So let me give you guys one more hint. What website? There are some websites that give you some helpful tips. One is to find the. Let me share the screen for you guys. One is to find the moon phase. Okay, there is a website called stardate.org/nightsky/moon. Okay, so this one will give you the different moon phase on each day. Okay, so I will post that in the chat window later. And then there is another website called lightpollution.map. So I'll have to stop sharing because my system is getting slow. Alright, so I will show that for those who are in the streaming, as the panelists may not be able to see. So there is another website called lightpollutionmap.info. So this will help you to find the location, ideal location with very less light pollution. Okay, so this I'm right now looking at India's map. So this is the light pollution in the night for India. So some places are really dark, that those places will be ideal. So I'm zooming into Bangalore. So you can see Bangalore is like completely polluted with light up till maybe Tumkur, and even after that and towards Anekal, Hosur, Krishnagiri. So you have to go away from those, maybe above north of Hindupur, like that. So but since we have been in lockdown, I see a big chance for within from Bangalore itself. But if there are street lights near your buildings and all, then it will be a dampener, but still you can try your luck. Okay, but definitely if you look for state borders, like you see that there is usually state borders have forest areas, there is less development, less villages there. So if you look at here, I'm looking at Karnataka and Kerala border, we have the Western Ghats there. You can see a lot of dark patches there. This is Calicut, Wayanad. So if I go here, there is Mananthavadi here, Mananthavadi, and then this is one place that we prefer to go. So in Mananthavadi, actually in the Nagarhole Preserve Brahmagiri range of forest, the tourism department of Kerala has a campsite. It's like a 500-acre tea estate. It's called Priyadarshini Tea Environs. So that is strategically located at the border of Kerala and Karnataka, and it is in the Brahmagiri range, and the light pollution is really very less. So if there is any more meteor shower and if you are able to travel, that's where I'll be heading to. Okay, so you can also see if there is a farmhouse, your family has a farmhouse somewhere in that area. See, Somwarpet is actually good. Nitanta is from Somwarpet, so that area will be good to watch meteor showers and stuff. Okay, so that's lightpollutionmap.info. That's a very good website to find a location. Okay, so now coming back to the meeting. Yeah, so was that helpful? Light pollution map, with that you can find a place where you can go and check it out. Okay, any other question? Any other question in the chat window? So Ashwin Raju had asked, is there any specific direction to view meteor shower? It happens in random location. Okay, that's a good question. We already answered that. So it's like it could happen anywhere on the sky. So you want maximum visibility of the sky. Okay, and then there was somebody. What's that?
Praveen talks about the cloud density from the IMD website.
Yeah.
Which could be.
So Praveen had mentioned IMD website shows the cloud density on map from satellite feed. Okay, so that's a very good information right there. Somebody had messaged in the chat group, Ankita Jain from Pala near Cochin. Will Lyrid meteor shower be visible tomorrow from Pala town near Cochin? So as far as I know, Pala is actually a little bit away from Cochin. So I'm hoping there will be less light pollution there. So there is high chance that you should be able to see it from there. So if you are in a like remote area, you can actually lie down on a hilltop or somewhere if it is near your house, or go to your terrace and make sure all the lights around you are turned off, and then watch them. Any other questions? If there is no other question, then I would like to end with a funny video about meteor shower. It's by a NASA scientist himself. So you guys enjoy that.
The bathroom on Earth, you're relying on gravity pretty heavily. Imagine if you were halfway done and somebody shut off gravity, it would be a mess. And you'd float off the toilet. So when we designed our space toilet, first it has to have a seatbelt on it to hold you down. And then we decided to separate solids and liquids because they're easier to store that way. So we just have a tube that you pee into, and it has air pulled into the tube. So it's not a big deal. For the women, there's a cup fits up against them. For the guys, it's just like a little funnel. You just pee into this tube, and it goes into a sewage tank. But the solids that come out of your body, that's a harder problem to solve. And it's an important medical one, because on Earth, everything falls on the floor. But in space, it's going to float around. So it'll really make you sick. If you re-ingest something that came out of your body, it will really make you sick. And we can't afford to get that sick. So we designed a toilet that instead of gravity pulling everything into the toilet, it has air flow. There's air pulled down into the toilet. Sort of windy when you're sitting there, but it pulls everything out of your body. Everything that comes out of your body gets pulled down into the toilet by the air. And then in the storage tank, we just expose that to the vacuum of space. So it basically just freeze dries everything. So it kills all the bacteria so that there's no smell. And then we just store it. And then when you have a whole bunch of it stored, we put it in a little unmanned supply ship, and we undock it, and it burns up in the atmosphere. So the next time you see a beautiful shooting star going across the sky, that's what it might be.
Nearly 50 tons of space debris crash onto the Earth every day.
Gokul, I don't think I wanted to know that.
That's just a joke. Alright. Okay, so everybody, I hope you guys found this session really useful. So go out, be safe, and watch the meteor shower. At least try to watch the meteor shower. You will get an idea how to watch it, and probably next time when you find a nice and safe place, when we are out of the lockdown, you can take your date and then go enjoy the night and give somebody wish, and then make yourself some wish. Alright, thanks everybody. Thanks for the panelists for joining as well. Arun, Dipali, Himaja, thank you guys. Bye, see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.